Okay. Good evening from Lagos, Nigeria, and good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are joining the session. Please kindly confirm you can hear me clearly in the chat session and you can see my screen. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the free 6-week data analysis for educator. Thank you so much, Muiwa Loudly. You and can see your screen. Thank you so much, Uma, for joining the session. It's 5:01 already, and this session is scheduled to start from 5 p.m. and in the next 1 hour, we are going to be ending the session. So very quickly, let's drop our names in the chat room and wherever we're joining from. My name is Adiola Oluwabukumi from Lagos, Nigeria, and I will be anchoring this session with my friend Muyiwa Obadara. Thank you so much for joining. Rafia from Kaduna, Abubakar, welcome, Han from Lagos. Najatu from Plateau State. Welcome everyone. Ma from Kaduna, Olu from Lagos, Clement from Benin City. Welcome. Fashola from a lot of people. It's good to have everyone here, and I trust our day has been good. Yes, so very quickly, before we start the session, I'll be doing a quick run through of what this program is about and also introduce the organizer of this program. So yes, this is the free 6-week data analysis for educators. This is just the first class, and we're going to be doing this for the next 6 weeks. This is a bespoke training for we educators on how we can optimize the use of Microsoft Excel for data analysis. And um, I'll be moving on now to us to discuss about DSN, to introduce us to DSN. I know the flyer has been on for a while now, and you'll be wondering, oh, what is happening? This is the first time I'm hearing about data science in Nigeria. What are these guys up to? So very quickly, I'll be showing us what we do at DSN and also tell us more to give us so that you can have an overview of what this training is about and also know more about the organizer. So at DSN, we have the commitment to raise 1 million AI talent and build AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in emerging markets. And yes, I can also say that some of us are actually not just knowing DSN. I mean, we've been part of the community. We have different segments in the community, and this has actually been our vision and mission to raise 1 million AI talent and build AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in emerging markets. Yes, so I'll be telling us, giving us a brief overview of the community. DSN has been the leader in artificial intelligence knowledge democratization. We are the foremost learning and research ecosystem in Africa, and the community has expanded. So outside Nigeria, we also have communities in Africa. Talk of Morocco, talk of Algeria, talk of Uganda. We have communities spread across everywhere. And sometimes you'll be hearing something like data scientist network. You'll be hearing something like DSN AI. So data science Nigeria caters for everything that we do inside Nigeria. And when you are hearing about data scientist network, it speaks to our engagement outside the boundary of Nigeria. I mean, talk of Africa, talk of other continent, data scientist network caters for others. And then the DSN AI is the product part of DSN that builds AI products. Yes, so the DSN AI caters for everything that deals with building of AI products. And this is a book written by our founder, Dr. Bayo Adekambi. Yeah, so this is a book written for grade 4 students to be able to introduce them to Python programming. This is a book written in comics, in comics because in comics and animation. So because there's a need for us to catch everybody young. I mean, there's a need for us to expose everybody to this emerging trend, and that's why he decided to write this book. So this book, if you would like to get it, my colleagues will be dropping the links in the chat. And yes, we have various engagements, and I'm going to be walking us through this slide very quickly. This is our engagement with Nido America. This is when they came to the Lagos hub. This was last year. And then we also celebrated the International Guest Child Day by visiting our schools. Like I said, the community is very, very vast, and we have different segments. There's a segment that caters for the kids and teenagers, and then there's a segment that caters for the undergraduates, and we'll also have segment that caters for the professionals, of which we are partakers today. I mean, this session is actually meant for educators, which are professionals. Yes, so the community is very wide, and we have a lot of opportunities that actually goes into each segment. This is the dedicated. So we also have the DSL ladies in AI. So we call them ladies in AI because this is the part that deals with exposing our females to the opportunities in the AI space. So we have a community that is bespoke for the ladies. So as a lady, this is something I will encourage you to join because this is a community for like minds. Yeah, this is a community for like mind. We call it Ladies in AI. And then we hosted Kama on design thinking practitioners. So this was last year. She came to the AI hall where she facilitated the master class for the ladies in AI community on design thinking for machine learning. Yeah, so those are pictures from the engagement. And then we have so this is okay. So we are currently running a special project with google.org. Yeah, so this particular project is funded by google.org. We call it the Arewa Ladies for Tech. Yeah, so this is a special intervention for ladies in the north. This program is currently running in Kaduna State at different hubs. We have 4 different hubs where we expose ladies to trainings on data analytics and Python for data science. So this is a program funded by google.org. And then these are more pictures with the Minister of Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani. And then so these are pictures from some of the hubs that we have in Kaduna State. So you can see we launched the female-oriented Arewa Ladies for Tech program in Kaduna State. Yeah, and then in collaboration with Microsoft, we organize trainings across the city. So there's a program that we run annually called the Free Eye Classes in every city. In fact, we have this program that is currently running right now. It started on Monday with the cohort 1, which is data analytics with Excel. And next week is going to be data analytics with Power BI. But I'm very sure we would have seen the campaigns around. Yeah, so we're currently organizing this program, which is sponsored by Microsoft. So this program runs across all cities in the country. And we even have 3 modes of learning delivery. We have the physical, where learners can actually go to a physical hosting center near them, and then we have the virtual training. So we also make sure that people who cannot go to a physical center, they join virtually via Zoom. And we have the third mode of delivery, which we call the self-paced, because we believe that not everybody is opportune to be able to come online at the time we're having the live Zoom session, and not everybody is also opportune to go to a physical center. So we'll make sure that we create something that will be that will be for people who would like to learn at their own convenience and their own comfortable. Yeah, so we will make sure to create that particular learning mode of delivery for them, which we call the self-paced. So the free eye classes is currently going on. My colleagues will be dropping some important links in the chat room. So those are pictures from the free eye classes in every city. And so other than the fact that we build community, DSN is very heavy on research. If you remember, I mean, if you recall now, I just made mention of the fact that what we call the DSN AI that caters for all the AI products that we built at DSN. Yeah, so we are very heavy on research, and we turn our research to products. So this is our participation at the Deep Learning in Daba conference, which held last year in Ghana. This year will be happening again in Senegal. This is an annual program that happens yearly where all researchers come around to discuss the next steps on what is going on in the AI world. Yeah, so this is our participation at the Deep Learning in Daba conference. Moving on, so this is a poster presentation at the Deep Learning Level by one of the DSN intern. At DSN, we expose everybody. I mean, this is an intern that is presenting at a world-class conference. So I also spoke to the fact that we have expanded outside the country, and there is a need for us to serve our francophone communities. Yeah, there's a need for us to serve our francophone communities, and that's why we also have the DSM francophone communities. We created a bespoke learning content for them. created a bespoke learning content for them. This is a picture from one of our largest francophone community called DSM Maradi. They had a long data science week. You can see pictures. You can see pictures of from the event. It was a very massive one at DSM for us. And yeah, so this is more pictures from the DSM Maradi engagement. And other than the fact that we are very heavy on research and we're also into community building, we are also very heavy on partnerships. I've mentioned the fact that we are currently sponsored by Google.org and Microsoft for some trainings. And this is also partnership with Kuno DG, a partner in the country. So we partner with a lot of firms to be able to deliver because we believe in collaboration. We believe in collaboration. So this is a partnership we have with Kuno DG last year where we train people on ICT skills, kids and adults on ICT skills in Owerri, Imo State. And then we hosted the 8-week masterclass on generative AI last year. Yeah, I'm very sure many of us on this call would have been part of the training. So this is more like we are going into another level of learning now because this is a 6-week free data analysis for educators. In this class, you are going to be learning how to use Microsoft Excel to optimize how you work in the class. Last year, it was how to use generative AI. So this year, we are going to be focusing on data analysis, on how you can use it to do simple things which you would have been doing manually. Yeah, so these are snapshots from the Generative AI Masterclass and more on partnership. This is our engagement at JOS, where we partner with Nido America to train people, to over 200 youth in JOS Plateau, where we expose them to emerging trends. Yeah, this was a class of Python for data science and machine learning and app development. And then we also organize a Telegram hour, which is a session we hold once in a month just for all the community members to catch up. So this is a program we host once in a month. So my colleagues will be dropping many links and I encourage everybody to try and join. So it's going to be dropping the link to the Telegram group. Also, we organize what we call an annual AI boot camp. So annual AI boot camp is I'm looking at how I can explain this because this is one of our biggest events that we run annually. And AI boot camp, we bring in speakers from outside the country. Last year we brought 30 speakers. And this particular program had in form of an hybrid, it's an hybrid event. We had a virtual session and then we have people who also came in physically to the DSN AI Hub. So it was a very big event, and annual boot camp is an annual all expense paid. And annual all expense paid, which means that it's actually for free. We bring in people from different parts of the country, and then we lodge them, we accommodate them, and we expose them to the best of the best. I mean, it's actually a program that we call the best of the best. People outside from the city comes in, we accommodate them, we load them for 5 weeks. It's a very intensive training where we expose them to different things that is happening in the world of artificial intelligence. These are more pictures where we have awarded some participants on different categories. We have the categories for Mr. Algorithm, the Ms. Algorithm, the Best Poster Award. It's a 5-day solid event where we bring everybody in physically and we also allow people to join virtually. Yeah, so very quickly, I'll also be talking about the DSN Global Impact and Recommendations, and then I will allow my friend Muiwa Badara, who is going to be taking us through our first class today. So very quickly, I'll just run through some recognitions that we've had of recent. So this is the 2023 Out of Technology Excellence Awards in the AI and ML category. Yes, this is an award we won last year as someone who is championing the AI and ML space. And then DSN has been mentioned, we've been mentioned over 14,500 times in different papers across different academic papers. And I can even assure you that this number has grown because this was the figure from last year. And these are more pictures from our participation at Indaba X Nigeria, which head up to Mazatewumi University. Yes, so yeah, these are more pictures, and these are more pictures. Okay, yeah, so we also hosted the Digital Explorer. This is Digital Explorer from Lithuania, in partnership with Google Work. So we create internship opportunities for our leaders in AI. So this was when they came to the DSN hub. for a meeting. Yeah, so you can see the Lithuania team to support the internship placement of Google.org. So we try to, other than the fact that we create learning experience for people, we also make sure that we put them on the next step. We put them on the what is the next thing for them to do, which is to put them on internship platforms. So this is also something we do at DSN. Yeah, so I'll just run through my slide, like I said, because we have just 1 hour for this training, and I'm very sure that Mr. Muiwa Badara is ready to take us or, or, or the fascinating learning experience on what we can do with Microsoft Excel. Even though today is just is the first class, which is going to be like the foundational for us to just have, oh, what are we going to be doing for the next 6 weeks? Yeah, so we also build products at DSN. We have Marco Tutor, we have Right Prescribe, and then we have Spot On. DSN is very heavy on research, like I said, and we turn our research to products. Yeah, so this is another product that we built called the Data Fluency, and we have a dedicated AI research lab at the Yaba. For some of us that joined very early, you would have seen pictures. I mean, you would have seen the video where we showcase our DSN AI hub. So the hub is available for if you have events, if you have any training that you would like to organize, you can always reach out to us to use the AI Research Lab of Yaba. Thank you so much, everyone. So I'll be handing over to my friend, Mr. Muiwa Badara, who is going to be handling this session today. And I'm very sure you are going to enjoy the session. Good evening, Mr. Muiwa. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
sir.
joining us this evening. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, you have the floor. You have the floor.
All right, sir. Good evening, Mr. Bukumi. Good evening, Mr. Tejimola. Good evening, everyone. Please kindly confirm that you can hear me, please.
Loud and clear, Mr. Muiwa, we can hear you.
All right, sir. I am going to be taking you through this section on Introduction to Microsoft Excel. I will be sharing my screen now. Yes, sir. Can you all see my screen?
Yes,
Can
your
you see?
screen is up.
Okay, sir. All right. So I will be introducing us to Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet package used for organizing, manipulating data, and visualizing data. These days, there are many things we can do with Microsoft Excel, especially the 365 version of the Microsoft Excel. We used to have Microsoft 2007, 2010, 2013, 2016, 2019, but now we now have Microsoft 365. All right, let's go straight to the lesson. Can you all see this screen? Hello, sir.
Yes, we can see your screen, Mr. Muiwa.
All right, sir. So now this is called a spreadsheet. There are different flavors of spreadsheets. In particular, this is Microsoft Excel. We also have Google Sheets. We have Only Office. We have LibreOffice. We have many other flavors. We even have WPS on our various devices. But the most common one is Microsoft Excel. Now, whenever we launch our Microsoft Excel program, which I'm going to explain later, the way I launched it, we are going to see this screen is a grid. It's looking like a grid. Each of these selected points is a cell. This point is a cell. This is another cell. This is another cell. Each of these cells is like a container that hold values, that hold data. It can hold numeric data, integers, whole numbers. It can even hold pictures. It can hold anything. We can manipulate our data using addition, using any mathematical operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, applying many formulas, sine, cosine, tangent, logarithm, anything you can think of in mathematics can be applied. Conditionals, performing some differences based on some conditions using different formulas and functions. We are going to be talking about functions and formula later on. As this class is an introduction to Microsoft Excel, I'm going to explain what each of these numbers means. On top of this grid, we can all see that we have alphabets ranging from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, all the way up to A, B, C, like that. Like it has no end. Also down, we have numbers all the way down up to, depending on the size of your computer memory, to some numbers of bits. Maybe you are running 34 or 64 bits operating system. All right. Now, each of these cells has an address. Each of the cells has an address. I said initially that this is a cell. This is another cell. This is another cell. This is another cell. Like memory addresses on our random access memories. All right. Now, for the first cell, this is column A and row 1. We all know that columns, if I have a table, the columns are named down. This is another column. This is another column, like that. All right. And this a row. Let me use the mouse. Yes. This a row. This another row. This another row. This another row. Yes. This is a column. This another column. This another column. Now, the intersection between a row and a column is a cell. I said each cell has an address. Now, the address of a cell is the intersection between the column alphabets, the column identifier, and the row identifier. For instance, this is the intersection between column C and row 5. So, the address of this cell is called C5. Yes. The address of this cell is called A1. The address of this cell is called A2. The address of this cell is called B1. Please, kindly confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, you can see your screen.
All right, sir. Okay. The address of this cell is G. This is called G5, like that. Now, in order to reference any value that is stored in each cell, we use the cell addresses. All right, so let me clear this. Now, if that is known now, on our ribbon, this part of the program is called ribbon for any Microsoft package, be it Power BI, Microsoft Excel. This part of the program, the upper part here, is called a ribbon. All right. On the ribbon, we have many tabs. This is my home tab, which enables me to manipulate many properties of the cell, like bold, insert, underline, format my table, change my font family, change my font size, align items, center, middle, vertical alignment, middle, top, bottom, center, left, and right. Then we also have inserts. You want to insert other tables. You want to insert watermark, like on our report sheet in school. There is a part of the public school report sheet, they put duplicates. It is always written in pink also, or green or blue. Oh, that is called watermark. You want to insert an illustration. You want to insert a chart, which is very important. You want to insert a 3D map. You want to insert a link, comment, text box, and other symbols like mathematical symbols. You have them here under the insert tab. We also have page layouts in case you want to print your You want to print your results. You want to print your generated results. You have them under here to set your margin of retention, maybe for portrait or landscape, and to set the size of your paper. Maybe we are familiar with A4, A5, A3, cardboard size, and the print area, the breaking points. Maybe you want to add a background to your products. We also have it there like that. And this is the formula bar that we'll be talking about shortly. If you want to insert a formula, you want to manipulate each cell with a formula. If you're a mathematics teacher, you want to generate a graph, like a quadratic graph, when you have the range of value and you want to apply the quadratic equation to the range of value, and you can do that there. Then you want to clean your data, you want your data to be in the right formats, data validation. You don't want to accidentally enter a text data where you are supposed to enter a numeric data, or you don't want to enter, maybe you have your CA is 40 while your examination is 60, and you don't want to accidentally enter 41, or you don't want to accidentally enter a negative value for a score. Then you can do those, you can verify those here. Then this is your review. Pack your documents. When you are done with it, you want to check your documents. This is just the view, the normal view we used to have on major programs, and this is help. So I'm going back to the home tab. All right. So if you have a question, any question can be dropped in the chats box. All right. Okay, here now, I'm going to be demonstrating how, like for instance, I have some students, I want to compute their score, something like a marks book. So I will be demonstrating that right now. Okay. For instance, if let me say I have the names of my students, since this workshop is hands-on, so, and I know that CA is always 40. I'm using the tab key on the keyboard to move this thing forward, and I'm using the shift and tab to move it backward. You can also use your arrow button using it on the lower right hand of your keyboard. You can also use the arrow key as I'm using right now. And you can also use your mouse to select each one, anyone that is comfortable for you. Then this column this column is going to contain the CA, while this column is going to contain the exam score. All right. Now, I have my names here, names of students. I'm going to put, let me assume I have John, James, Doe, another name, example, name, like that. All right. Now, these are my students, John, Doe, and example name. All right. Firstly, I noticed that the example name is longer than the size of the length of the string of the text is longer than the size of the cell. What I will do is that it is on this column A. Then in between column A and B, at the end of the column name, this boundary, this line, you see that the cursor is changing to plus. This way, see it plus, then I double tap it. Then it adjusts automatically. I want to do that again. It was this way before. I don't have to select it. Then I double tap. Then it changed. And wait, in order to select the whole column, just come here and click. It's going to select the whole column. And in order to select a row, just come here and click. Like I want to select row 9 now, this way. Then it selects the whole row. To select the whole column, come to the top of the column. It's changed to an arrow facing down. Then select the entire column. It selects the entire row. All right. Okay. Now I know that my CA is 40. I'm adding some values, 40, 20, 34. And I know that my exam score is over 50, over 60. Sorry. Now 45, 23. All right. I want to compute the total as out of 100. Now, assuming I'm going to be explaining many concepts using this, assuming I have 500 students, it will be very difficult for me to be computing the total one by one, like 20 plus 50, that is 73, and type 73 here. That will be time consuming. Then there's no point for me using the spreadsheets. But earlier on, I said that each cell has an address. The address of this cell is B again, column B and row 2. The address of this cell is column C and row 2. My intention is to add what I have here, with what I have here. I'm going to use a formula, not a function. In this case, a formula. Functions are defined already. But I want to use a formula that is not defined. I'm the one thinking about what I want to use now, what I want to do. So it's a formula. To start a formula, the first character you need to prompt the Microsoft Excel, the spreadsheet that you are about to enter a formula, is the equality sign. Equality sign. This. So you tap it once. Then at this point, your spreadsheet is ready to receive a formula. Then I want to add what I have on column B2 plus with column C2. That is B2 plus C2. Then just type it normally the way it is, B2. You see that when immediately I type B2, the column B2 has been selected, plus C2. It doesn't have to be capitalized. It's just a matter of preference. Column B2 and C2. Then I hit the enter key. Then it is added for me. Now, selecting the sum, looking at the formula bar, this bar here, this upper bar here is called, this bar, upper part below the ribbon is called the formula bar. Selecting this now, we can see the formula here as that, B2 plus C2. Now, there's another problem. Another problem arises. Am I going to type the formula separately for each student? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the fill function of Microsoft Excel. This is my cursor in this way. It's like a plus sign, like a plus character. There is a very small dot beside this selected cell, see, a very small dot. If you put your pointer on the small dot, it is going to change to plus. That is the fill. Your mouse is already in the fill states. Then at this point, you click and hold. Use your mouse. At this point, you click and hold down, then you drag it down. You click and hold, then you drag it down, then stop. Defaults, perfect. You see that what I did to this row has been done automatically to the other row. Look at the formula bar. You see this is B2 plus C2. The program is intelligent enough to know that the next row is B3 plus C3, B4 plus C4, B5 plus C5. All right. That's great. Okay. Now, what if I wish to add more students and the formula stops here. Now, there are many approaches to it. What I'm going to do is that the first approach is to select from here, not from total, from the first entry, select the 4. Then at this point, the computer already understands the pattern. Then do the same thing, fill, click down and drag down as much as possible. Then I release it. Now I have 0, 0, 0. That means the total has been created for me automatically. At this point now, I have B8 plus C8, B9 plus C9, B10 plus C10. What I need to do is that if I have another student that have, if I have another student and I want to record his or her score, I just input the CA and the exam score 46, then enter. The total will be performed automatically. Then I input the name this way as Olaniyi. For instance, Olaniyi Emmanuel. Again, this Emmanuel is longer, the length is longer than the size of the text. Then I come here again and double tap or double click in your own case, or if you're using an external mouse. All right. Okay. This is what I have now. At this point now, it's already looking like a MacBook. All right. Now, assuming I forgot, for instance, assuming I've forgotten, I need to number my table, because if I try to print this, these row numbers will not be printed and these column names will not be printed, but I need to give them numbers like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And I don't want to, I need a column before these names. What I can just do is that come to this and do insert. Because I want to insert a column, I click the column to the right of what I want, to the right of where I want to insert a new column. Then after selecting the whole column, I right click on it and insert. Then a new column will be inserted before. I want to do that again. I want to insert a column before the selected column. This is how to select a column. Now, I selected the column, I right click on the column and insert. A new column will be inserted before the selected column. Then with this, I can now give the student number 1, 2, enter key, 3, enter key, 4. After inserting a data value, enter key. Now again, there is another problem. It is not possible for me, it is not efficient to begin to type these numbers one after the other. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select the pattern. Actually, 1 and 2 alone is okay. The computer is intelligent to understand. 1 and 2 alone is okay for the Excel software to recognize patterns. Then 1 and 2, then the same way I did the other time. This is the fill button. I click it down and I drag. Now, I don't want to, you can see that the number is increasing beside the box, but I don't want to stop there. That's way too far down. Yes. So assuming I stop here, now I have this. Now I have it numbered automatically. Then if I want to reduce the size of this column, I can double tap the way I did the other time, and I can also put it this way and drag and pull it. Like pull it this way. It's also the same. So, but if you want it to be adjusted automatically to the size of the column, yes, so it's working perfectly this way. All right. Okay. Now, since this is a 1-hour class, quickly, I'm going to talk about data validation. I'm going to talk about data validation and formatting your data. Okay, let me first talk about data validation. The other time, this CA is 40 marks, and minimum of 0. Or in some schools, they say that the CA should not be less than 25. All right. Now, if I accidentally entered 56 here, the prompt is going to accept it. And imagine a student scoring 101%. So that is not efficient. Let me return it. Okay. In this case, in order to solve this problem, the owner of Microsoft Excel is smart enough to create something called data validation. You can find that under the data. Look at the ribbon, home, insert, page layout, formula, and data. You can find that under the data tab. Now, under the data tab, there is something called data validation. So where is it on my own screen? There is something called data validation. All right, it's not here, it's hiding somewhere. All right, filter, no. Where is it? Okay, I used it the other time. Is it hidden? So okay, yes, there's something called data validation. It's enable you to the data validation enable you to restrict your data to the it enables you to restrict your data to the required format and to the range that you want. It enables you to restrict your data to the range that you want. For instance, my CA, I want it to be between the range of 0 and 40. So if I enter a value that is not in the range, there will be an error. All right, I've seen it now. Data validation. I'm going to select the column for which I want to apply the data validation. Then I can, since I've selected the whole column, I press the control key. What I did right now is this. I selected the whole column. Then I want to exclude this CA. Then I press the control key and click on the column I want to exclude. See it? Then I click on the column I want to exclude. Then that column is no longer included. Then I come to data validation. Because of my screen size, it is reduced. It is being expanded on a bigger screen. Now this is data validation under the data tab. Then I click on data validation. Then this prompt, I'm going to have this prompt in front of me. What I want is that I want decimal number, because we can have students scoring maybe 25.6. In some schools, they allow decimal. Then I want the data to be, these are the conditions, between a certain range, not between equals to, not equal to. I want it between a certain range. Minimum is, okay, let's say in my school, the minimum CA should be 25 and the maximum should be, of course, 40. All right. And all right, I want a message, or let me do this way. I want an error alert. Error alert, you can specify. The error alert is the error message you are going to receive if you enter the wrong value. Let's say error. Okay, your CA should be between 25 and 40. Yes, and this is the input message like a guide, like what will be printed to you. Enter a valid CA. All right, okay. Now this is the effect. Now anywhere on this column, now whenever I click on any cell on this column, the message guide, enter a valid CA. Now, our valid CA is any number between 25 and 40. Now, if I enter 34, accepted. Entered 40, accepted. Now, I want to enter a number that is not in the range, maybe 0. You see, your CA should be between 25 and 40. All right, sorry, I'm sorry for the typo. Your CA should be between 25 and 40. Now, that is the function of data validation. I want to correct the typo there. Okay, your CA should be between 25 and 40. Yes, corrected. Now, we can also do the same for the examination tab, which I'm going to leave you to do in the task I'm going to give you. All right. Now, once this CA and the examination tab has been validated, this should not be more than 40 and should not be less than 25. And you know, of course, examination can be, the student can score 0, but the score should not be more than 60, and there shouldn't be negative value for the examination. We know that the total, we don't need to validate the total. Of course, the total will be performed automatically. The only thing we need to do to the total is to lock the total so that we won't be able to edit the total manually. Maybe your school admin, your principal or your HOD has locked the total. So you are only allowed to input the examination, the CA and the examination column. Then the total will be calculated automatically. All right. Okay. Let me clear this. Now, finally for today, what I will be doing is that I want to talk about formatting our data. I want to make this marks book look very nice. So I can choose to make this header. This is called an header. I can choose to make it different, make it stand out. Another way to select your cell is to press and hold shift. I'm holding shift right now. Then I'm using the arrow key, left, up, down, left, up, like this. So that's another way to select your cell. So I'm here. Then now, if you want to select everything to the end, this is shift and home. From here, shift and home. It's going to select to the beginning of the row this way. Now, my formatting on my home tab, this is bold. Yeah, see that it is standing out. All right. In case I want to add a border, because I print this now, the border will not be included. If I try to print it, see that the border is not included. Now I want to add a border around it, like in our various universities when they paste our scores. Now, assuming I stopped here, for instance, or this way, I want to add a border. There is something called format cells. What I did was to right click on anywhere on the selected area. Yeah, this is format cell. Then under format cell, I can do many things to my selected area, but in this case, I'm doing border. Then this on this tab style, choose your border style. I'm choosing the default. Then there is a box here written text. Just click on the border, this applying border around it, applying border around your selected area, then applying border in between vertically, then applying border in between horizontally. Then it gives a border around our marks book. If I try to print it now, there's a border around it and it's looking nice. All right. Now, I can choose to give this header a particular color if we are going to be displaying it to our proprietors or our principal or HOD on the screen. But if we're actually going to print this, we may not use colors. But in case we want to make it look nice, this is text color. This is alphabet A. It means text color. Currently, if I click, it's going to change it to red, but I don't want it that way. So I'm undoing it by pressing Ctrl Z. Then I want it to be applied to the header only. Then I want to change the color to white. Nothing is showing actually. Yes. Then this is the highlight color or fake color. Then I change that to blue. Then this makes our formatting looks very nice this way. So this is the structure of our Max book. All right, so this is just an introduction to Microsoft Excel for educator. By now, we now see that we can use Microsoft Excel to organize our students' results. Some of us, we used to make mistakes in our Max book that we'll be shading, and we know that these days we are not allowed to apply correction field on our Max book. So we can, from today, we can always use Microsoft Excel instead of shading our Max book, and we stop using pencil and copying out again. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, 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 wow. Awesome delivery, awesome delivery. Thank you so much, Mr. Muiwa. This is a very good one. Yes, this is a very good one. Thank you so much for taking us through this. I think Mr. Muiwa deserves a round of applause. Let's drop our favorite emoji in the chat to appreciate Mr. Muiwa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oluwaloshi is saying thank you. Yetunde is saying thank you. Kudus is saying thank you. Tedimola is dropping his favorite emoji. Abodere is saying awesome delivery. Yes, we can all agree this has been a wonderful session. Thank you so much, Mr. Muiwa. And this is 5:52. As promised, this session will be ending by 6 on the dot. So I'm going to be going through the chat very quickly to see some questions that we'll have. And also, yeah, so I'm just going to be picking one or two questions. Okay, so somebody is saying, please send the Telegram link to join the group. So this has been dropped already. My colleague will also be dropping it again. Somebody is asking, how do I restrict the score so that I don't mistakenly enter a wrong value in a cell? Mr.
All right.
Muiwa, do you want to answer this? So somebody is asking, how do I restrict the score so that I don't mistakenly enter a wrong value in a cell?
All right, that is the place of data validation, which I did for this cell for the CA. I selected the whole column, then I hold my control key and I deselected the CA. What you actually need to do is to go to data validation under the data tab up here on top of the ribbon. All right. So data, then this is my data validation here, somewhere here. Now, because I did it already, you go to data validation, then you see that this is the column we are talking about. I already have the settings to decimal number, and I said that the number should be between 25 and 40. This is our CA, and in most of our schools these days, they say that your CA should not be lesser than 20. So this is what I did, and I don't want to apply the changes to other cells. That's why I didn't select this. So that to others, apply these changes to all other cells with the same setting. No, I only want it to be applied to the selected cells. So it is data validation that you are going to use, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muiwa. And Moses, so I want to believe that answered your question. And yes, so this is another question. You can all have the recorded version of this session. Yes, we are going to be making available the recording of this session. We're going to be uploading it to our DSN YouTube channel. So further information of this will be dropped on our dedicated WhatsApp group. I'm only seeing scores for exam. Okay, so I'm just quickly running through the chat now. Oh, so Moses is saying, I designed something like this for use in my school for result compilation. The problem I had was that the average scores were either adding 1 mark or deducting 1 mark. It was not the same as the manually calculated CA. I even went as far as adding grades and comments. How do we approximate the averages? Oh, so this is a wonderful question, and this is actually the reason why this type of training is organized. So, Moses, what I'm going to be suggesting is that You drop your question on the dedicated WhatsApp group after this session. Mr. Muiwa will be added to all the groups so that I can keep replying to some of these questions that we have. Because of our time, we will not be able to take many questions, but the conversation continues on our dedicated WhatsApp group. Yes, I'm just seeing a lot of thank you so much. Yes, so this is the week one of the 6 week free data analysis for educators. We are going to be meeting again same time next week, and the whole idea is that after the session you practice. So because that is the one way to seal whatever you learn. So there's a need for you to always keep practicing whatever you learn. So what I'm just trying to say is it does not end there. Once you are done with the call, pick up your Microsoft Excel, practice what we've learned in this session, and by the time you see that you keep practicing, you also become very perfect with using Microsoft Excel. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. It has been a wonderful session, and I want to believe you will agree with me on that. So, Manasseh is asking, what about attendance? So there's no attendance for today, and if there's going to be attendance for the next class, we are going to be communicating that. There's no attendance for today. So Onome is asking, I have not been added to the WhatsApp group. Tejumola, can we quickly get the links to the WhatsApp group before we end the session? It's very important that um people that are not on the group actually joins, because like I said, the conversation continues. It does not end here. So if your questions have not been responded to, you can always drop your question on the dedicated WhatsApp group. Okay, so while Teju is bringing up the WhatsApp group links, I'm going to be going through the chat again to see if we can pick one or two questions. So Moses is still asking, I need clarification on how to approximate the average scores. Yeah, so this will be responded to in the chat. Of one of us that don't have a laptop, can we use our smartphones through this training? Yes, Manasseh, you can use your smartphone. We have a lot of phones that can use Microsoft Excel perfectly. Yes, so you can use your phone. It's very fine. The WhatsApp group is only for admin. So actually is saying the WhatsApp group is no, so the WhatsApp group is not only for admin. We only try to restrict engagement when there is no need for an engagement. So now that we've had our first class, the group will be open for a while so that we can take questions, and then Mr. Muiwa can provide responses to the questions that we are going to be dropping. So because it's a large group, I mean we have a large number of people on the group, so we are going to be restricting engagement for some time, while sometime we are going to be opening the group. We're going to be communicating the hours that the groups will be open. Yeah, we're going to be communicating the groups that the time that the groups will be open. Yeah. So that will be all for today. That will be all for today. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, thank you so much, Ejimola. So the link to the WhatsApp group has been dropped. So if you are here to join the WhatsApp group, quickly click on the link so that you can be part of the conversation. So Mr. Miwa is also saying, if you have a tablet, you can be comfortable using your device. Yes, that is spot on. That is spot on. Talk of WPS. There are a lot of applications that you can that will actually allow you to be able to do simple things with Excel. So not having a laptop is not a blocker. Not having a laptop is not a blocker. Somebody saying, please, can we get the link to the book you spoke about lately? So I will be dropping the links to get the book on the group chat. I will be dropping the link on the group chat. Yeah, because of our time now, we'll have to look for the link and share with us. So I will drop the details about how to get the beginners AI book on our group chat, and then oh yeah, thank you so much, Tejmola. So we have all the necessary links in the chat already, the one for the WhatsApp and the one for the Telegram. So do well to join all these groups so that we can keep the conversation going. Once again, and for the final time, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's nice having you around this evening. We hope to see you again next week, same time, 5 o'clock to 6 p.m. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great weekend. Bye bye, everyone.